How's it going?
Doing very well.
Good to see you.
I got those knowledge reviews done that you asked me to do.
Oh, perfect.
There
Let's
you
have
go.
a look at them here. Okay. Oh, very good. You have signature and all that.
Yep.
Perfect.
And I also filled out that folder like you asked me to as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Perfect. This looks all good. I'll review it again later on. Yes, perfect. Now. Very good. Okay. Perfect. Okay, this looks good. I have some more paperwork as well for you to fill in.
Okay.
And then we'll work on getting you your mask and booties.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
mentioned you
definitely.
wanted to do that.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, some of the other paperwork I'll get you to do is,
Okay.
this is my manifest. So on this, I'm keeping track of names and cell numbers. We're going to exchange cell numbers in case
Okay.
you have any questions at the weekend,
Uh-huh.
or if we get lost going to the dive sites and back together.
Okay.
It also helps me keep track of the payment for the dive sites and all that. So if I can get
Okay.
you to fill in along here for me.
All right.
Perfect. Okay, now this one is the Dan Insurance.
Okay.
This is basically in case we were to have an accident. We are in a sport, doing a sport this weekend. This is of no cost to you, and it will last for the duration of your open water course.
Okay.
And it would be in the event that we would have an accident. We've never had one. We've had a long-standing good record. It's just in case something were to happen.
Okay,
So
cool.
if I get your personal details here and then I fax it into Dan.
Okay. I have my own insurance with work. Would that be okay?
Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. You have to read the fine print on the policy. A lot of medical policies don't actually cover, they exclude sports like scuba diving and skiing.
Okay.
So we work with Dan, and what it is, it's no cost to you,
Okay.
and it specifically covers scuba diving, this one. So it's of no cost to you
Okay.
and a benefit just in case we were to need it.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, lovely, thank you. Now on this one then, this one is the gear rental sign out. As we agreed, you will rent the scuba gear included in your course cost for the weekend.
Okay.
So we're going to get you fitted up today for a wetsuit, tanks, regulator, BC. We're
Okay.
going to sign this gear out to you, and this is under your responsibility for the weekend.
Okay.
And then you will return it to the dive shop when we're finished.
Okay.
And this is just to help us keep track of what's gone in and what's out.
All right.
So I'll need your personal details here. On the reverse, what we'll do is we'll put a debit or a credit card and a photo ID. And you'll read and sign our rental policy front and back. And as soon as the gear is returned, then this will be returned to you.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
There you go.
Ooh, perfect, thank you. So debit or credit card and a photo ID then, and I'll scan them and put them on the back, just so we can keep track.
Right,
Okay,
there you go.
thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll hold on to this now, and
Okay.
we'll go and start getting you some gear. How about we start with the mask and snorkel and booties?
All
We'll-
right.
we'll
Yeah.
fit you up
Yeah.
for
See
that,
what we got here.
We have a lot. So the booties completes your basic scuba purchase.
Okay.
So I'm going to put all these here. So this is your purchase. We're going to put it all here in this bag for you.
Okay.
Now, all we have left to do now is your final academic test, which
Okay.
we'll do over in the classroom.
Okay.
And after that, we'll head out and we'll get you fitted for your BCD
Okay.
regulator, and we'll get some rental tanks for you for the weekend.
All right. Sounds
Okay,
good.
so let's head on over to the classroom.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. Now, welcome to our classroom.
All right. Nice.
Now, you can leave your stuff there if you
Okay.
like.
All
Yes. Okay. And I'll get you to have a seat over here, so
Okay.
you can here to take your test.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have everything laid out that you'll need.
Okay.
This is the test. As you go through, it's all multiple choice questions. Please don't write on the test. Here's your answer sheet that you can use to write your answers on.
Okay.
You must score 75% or more on this test. If not, we'll have to retake it. So we'll review what you got wrong, what you missed, what you don't understand, and then you can go through again. But for this one, here's some scratch paper, and I'll need to collect all the scratch paper as well at the end of it.
Okay.
And if you have any questions on that, just let me know.
All right, very good.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right.
Now, Tim, so on this part now, I'm going to, after the service, I'm going to gear you up with your school gear. This BCD, I'd like you to try it on. It goes on like a waistcoat.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Now, there's a couple of different parts on it. So this is called a cummerband.
Okay.
This is Velcro, and this should be as snug on you as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good. And then we have the straps here. Now these straps should be pretty snug, but not too tight.
Okay.
If they're too tight when the BCD is full, it will push it on your abdomen and cause a little bit of discomfort. So
Okay.
that's a nice fit there, so not as
Okay.
tight as that one. I also have these shoulder straps here, and you can put your thumbs into these D-rings and pull them down to get a nice snug fit up around your shoulders.
Okay.
And then the last strap then is the one under your chin. That one is very important that you don't forget to do that one. For example, in the water, if that's not done, BC will try to ride up over your head, so that wouldn't be so good.
Right.
So you want to make sure that feels nice and comfortable.
Okay.
Other features of the BC, this is the inflator part.
Okay.
There's a couple of different buttons here. We'll have a hose feeding in here from our tank, and we'll have the inflate button, which is always closest to the hose,
Okay.
and the deflate. So if you want to press that there just so you can get the idea of how it works. Now for the deflate, air doesn't want to go down to come back up again.
Right.
So you need to hold it nice and high, a little bit higher over your ear,
Okay.
yes, to get the air out. So the air will all flow up along there to
Okay.
leave it out. So in the water, what's also helpful is moving even a bit to your right to really get that angle to get the air perfect flow. One of the most important features on the BC as well is where the weights are and how to get rid of them.
Okay.
These are your weight pockets in here, and all the BCs that we use in class have a quick release system. So
Okay.
you can pull on the weights to dump them.
Okay.
So it's just a kind of a sharp tug.
Okay.
And if you want to try it on that one just to practice there, yeah, perfect, like that. And in real life then you drop those.
Okay.
And when we're getting it ready then what we'll do is we'll put your weights in here, like that, slide them in. We want to even them out, so equal amounts on both sides.
Okay.
Slide them in like that, and then you clip them in to secure them. And we'll get you weighted up with that.
Okay.
Some of the PCs also have trim pockets on the back. I can take your hand there, and they are basically for a small amount of weight. Now with these trim pockets, they help to keep you, they make your more trim in the water. They help with if for example all your weights are here, you're going to be very front heavy. So we put some of them in the back, but with trim pockets you can dump them yourself.
Okay.
So we always put less than 1/3 of your weight back there.
Okay.
So we'll even that up when you're in the water. We'll get you perfectly neutrally buoyant when we have you in the water.
All right.
So that's the BCD.
Okay.
So it looks like a nice fit. So if you want to take that off there, and I'll show you the regulator then.
Sounds good.
Pretty typical regulator. Let me give it to you there so you can get an idea of how it feels.
Okay.
This is the first stage of the regulator. This is what directly attaches to the tank.
Okay.
And then you've got 4 hoses then that feed off this.
Okay.
These are your second stages, and as you can see you've got 2 of them. And if you hold it like this so we can see the difference in length of them.
Okay.
The black one here, this is your primary regulator. This is what you're going to breathe.
Okay.
And then the longer, more brightly coloured one, the yellow one, this is your one for your body.
Okay.
And obviously we want to make sure that both of these work, and I'll show you how to check those.
Okay.
An important feature on the regulator is this soft button here on the front called the purge button,
Okay.
and this blows air through it to clear the regulator of any water or anything that might be in it. And it's important you know where that is and how to find it. We'll be using this a lot throughout your training.
That's called the purge button.
That's the purge button,
Okay.
yep. The other features of this regulator then would be, this is what we call the low pressure inflator, and this feeds into our BC. And the other part then is the submersible pressure gauge, or just called gauges.
Okay.
And this has two features. One is the pressure, and it's very important that you're monitoring this throughout your training and throughout your diving. You need to watch it like a paranoid freak.
Right.
You don't want to run into a low on air situation, or even
Right.
worse.
Uh-huh.
So it's very important that you watch it, and we'll
Okay.
understand from our tank what pressure we start with,
Uh-huh.
and it's important that you monitor that throughout the dive.
Okay.
And then this is your depth gauge. It shows you how deep you are in the water at any given time.
Okay.
Yep,
Very
so
good.
that's the parts regulator. Now this regulator, Tim, is life support equipment. It's very important part of this is user care and maintenance. While the regulator's in your possession, or any regulator,
Okay.
you need to be very careful and not put things on top of it. These parts are plastic and they can be crushed. So it's very important you take very good care. It goes on
Okay.
top of everything else,
Okay.
not on the bottom of your pile of gear.
All right.
It's very, very important.
Very good information to know. Thank you.
Okay. Now, last but certainly not least of our scuba gear introduction is the scuba tank. So this is your scuba tank, Tim.
Okay.
And a few very important things with the scuba tank. When we're not using it, we always lay it down.
Okay.
If it's standing up like this, you are to be no more than a hand reach away from it. If they fall over, there's a lot of compressed air in here, and it can be very, very bad.
Okay.
If it falls over, the K valve might shear off. So it's very, very important that it's not allowed to fall over.
Okay.
So always stay within a hand reach of it.
Okay.
A couple of different parts on the scuba tank. This is the dust cap, and you can pull that off there.
Okay.
And again, that just means it hasn't been used, like the duct tape, it hasn't been used since it was last filled. And then within the K valve here, you want to look in and see this little O-ring.
Okay.
Make sure that it is, that it's in there, and then also that it's not chipped or damaged or anything like that. If
Okay.
the O-ring isn't in good condition, the tank will leak air on you. So you've got to
Okay.
make sure that it's in there and it's in good condition.
Right.
Now the tank itself, there's various things stamped onto the neck. You can tell what the tank is made out of by this rating. AL means aluminum. And then the number beside that then is the rated pressure, what the tank should be pumped to when it's full.
Okay.
So that's what I have there for you. Other things on here, this is basically what we call the hydro date on the tank, when it was last hydroed. Hydros are generally good for 5 years, so
Okay.
you've got to make sure it's in date with that. So that is July of 07, so we
Okay.
would have until July 2012, so that's
Okay.
good with that.
Right.
And the other thing then is the VIP,
Okay.
that's the visual test that we do on the tank, and that's punched in. Now that's done every year, so
Okay.
again you want to make sure the tank you're using is within spec also, and we can see from that there. So that's what the tank. Any questions on that, Tim?
No, that's the K valve. We've got a good O-ring here.
Yep.
And this is aluminum 3000. Now, if this was made out of steel, what kind of abbreviation would be for a steel
A
tank?
steel tank is actually 3AA, so instead of the AL you'd see an AA here.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how you tell it was a steel tank.
All right. Very good. Okay.
Now, our package includes any of these masks that you see here.
Okay.
Now, we have a great selection, but the most important thing when buying a mask is the fit on it, so fit and comfort. And how you check that is you don't use the strap. With a mask like this, you put it up against your face and breathe in through your nose.
Okay. All right.
Now, a good fitting mask, when you breathe in through your nose, should form a nice seal on your face.
Okay.
If you feel any air breaks down along here, then it's not a good fit. And you can try as many as you can, and then you get several that do fit you, and after that then it's personal choice. With regard to colour and that, what is good for you. Now, no matter what mask you choose, the most important thing is basically getting it cleaned. There's a thin layer of oil on here.